Okay, welcome once again to the Johnny Come Lately's podcast. I am one of the hosts, and I've had a complete brain fart there. MonoDrew is my moniker.
And I am Cambrian, the other of the hosts of this Merry Merry show.
Yes, it's very merry. We have some very cheery stories for you today. Fuck me. So, how are you?
I'm alright. Just working, sadly, again.
And I'm not working, and I'm trying to solve that, but...
But yeah, no, I've just been playing a lot more, games because I bought a vintage console not too long ago, a Nintendo 64. I went into Kex the other day, I think I was telling you, wasn't it? 25 squids for Super Mario 64.
Did you say it was boxed?
It was boxed with the manual. The person who owned it left the cheats in it as well. Oh,
that's not bad at all. I didn't actually know there was cheats for Mario.
No, I think it's like complete it in a certain way or something like that.
All right.
You get other bonuses.
I mean, I've done it 100%, and I've like kind of found all the stars.
It's pretty sweet. It's not an easy game. I've only played little bits, but it's fun. It's really, really fun. And I got Banjo-Kazooie not long ago, which was like £6, and it's a blatant rip-off.
I've never played Banjo-Kazooie. I was going to say I'm surprised you think Mario's hard, because I think it's like super easy, but then again, I've been playing it since I was like 12.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just used to it.
Yeah. Mind you, I've only literally done a couple of levels. I've also been playing a lot of Monster Hunter because they've done a Final Fantasy creature in it.
Oh, nice. Which one?
It's the Behemoth from 14 and 15. I don't know if they're in any earlier ones.
Yeah. It features in some other ones.
It's a nightmare in it because it uses all the meteor storms and stuff as well.
Yeah, quite often, like the big monsters and the summons, they appear frequently throughout the series.
Yeah, I've played literally, all of 15 because I quite enjoyed it. And that was the first one I ever played, and then we played part 7 a little bit. I got to the brothel. Well, just beyond the brothel.
Wow, that's quite early.
Yeah, I haven't really played much of it at all.
It's one of the best, according to me and quite a few other people.
Yeah, definitely. But that's been my week.
Well, I have done this weekend. I've done a fuckload of woodwork, nearly all yesterday and a good chunk of the day. I've just been chopping and cutting up wood.
Nice, why that?
Broken furniture, like in the garage and lying around, and I want to go camping soon, and I loathe purchasing firewood, so I've just been cutting loads of it up and turning it into kindling.
Yeah.
It also means I feel I'm really fucking grimy right now, because not only is it quite warm again, though it's not that bad, it's just with the sawdust getting in my skin and everything, I just feel gristly.
Oh yeah, no it is, it's boiling here, mind you, like I'm just sat here and I'm sweating like a freak. No, fair enough, like, I mean, it's definitely something I would need to do at some point very soon, hopefully. I'd like to camp. Is there anything newsworthy in the news even?
There is!
Something funny about a shark being stolen.
Oh, fuck me, I saw that. I saw that. I wasn't gonna report on it, but if you wanna mention it.
Oh, just brief. This is the only sort of funny news story I saw was about a bunch of people stole a shark and dressed it as a baby. Successfully stole a shark.
So they got no idea what's happened to it.
No.
I hope they haven't eaten it.
No, same. I hope they find it.
A ton of news stories, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost certainly not going to get through all of them, because I've just spent a good chunk of the week checking all the time. I'm having a look through here. There's I've saved a shit ton of Jehovah's Witness stuff, but I don't think I'm going to broach the topic today.
Oh, really?
At least not in detail. I'll be doing job hunting online or other things, and I haven't really been able to afford to go out that much. I keep getting cornered by the Jehovah's Witness visiting, so they've given me like a copy of the Watchtower. I've got a couple of their leaflets here.
Yeah.
They had a convention recently, which I didn't go to, but honestly, after I've seen some videos, I'm kind of gutted I didn't, because in some of these Jehovah's Witnesses conventions, you get ex-members crashing it, and it's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, you were saying.
Because I don't know if you know much about them, the company Adore the Preach, they seem a little bit on the weird side.
Yeah, a little bit.
They're way more fucking weird and culty than I realised.
Yeah.
Like, their beliefs. They're die-hard creationists, so just complete disregard of, like, science and evolution. Super superstitious. I know they're religious, but I mean superstition to the point where they believe, witches and magic is real.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, you know what? Fuck it, I've brought it up now. May as well read something. A copy of the Watchtower they give me was all about, front page, what does the future hold? It talks about how in ancient Greece they used oracles and stuff. It's like, in the past, ancient peoples predicted the future, and are people today predicting the future any better? Big page where they're criticizing astrology, and how...
Because, that makes sense.
Yeah, how it doesn't work because the stars haven't always been in the same place, and the Earth's moving around, which I find convenient because I mentioned that creationists, and you find this out with a lot of religious extremist groups. They'll use science to justify their beliefs when it kind of suits them, and other times science can't be trusted.
Yeah, of course, or even, they're probably flat earthers or something as well, aren't they?
I don't think the Jehovah's Witness are, but a lot of flat earthers say kind of the same things. Try and use science to disprove science. But, here's what it says in the Watchtower anyway, what the Bible tells us. The practice of astrology and fortune-telling implies that our future is predetermined. Okay. There should not be found anyone who employs divination, anyone practicing magic, anyone who looks for omens, a sorcerer, anyone binding others with a spell, blah blah blah. Whoever does this is detestable to Jehovah. This is in Deuteronomy. Okay, not only are they saying that, don't get into fortune-telling astrology, they're not just doing it from the scientific point of it's bullshit. They're doing it very much from the position of, it's real and, it's real magic.
Yeah.
As I said, they fucking genuinely believe that magic exists. Like, spells and
dangerous
prophecies. And that people are witches, that's the kind of fucking thought that went into shit like the Salem witch trials.
Yeah.
God. They said, but to truly, the one thing you can't trust his prophecies is the Bible, because, everything in the fucking Bible's true.
Jesus Christ.
Haha. There will, in Luke 21:11, for instance, it was prophesied before the end of days that there will be great earthquakes. There has been earthquakes since the beginning of fucking time.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ. There's loads of stuff in here. There was a whole section on the a prophecy made by a Roman column, but to be honest, I've read it, but I want to kind of research it a bit more and then look into it later. And then it's just talking about promises that will happen and promises that God and the Bible gives us, what is it? There'll be no more war, there'll be no more sickness, there'll be no more food shortage, there'll be no more death. Does all this sound too good to be true? Though most people would readily agree that life as promised and described in the Bible would be truly desirable. I fucking don't, for one. It sounds nightmarish as shit. But, we need to trust God because, as it was said in Titus 1:2, God cannot lie. Perhaps he can't, but he gets shit wrong all the time, and he fucking frequently changes his fucking mind.
Yeah. So does it go from being right, then wrong, then right immediately because of his decision changing? The
contradictions. Oh yeah, and apparently humans are supposed to live forever. The only reason we're doing is, Garden of Eden.
Oh, of course.
And we need to trust God because, as it was also quoted in here, God is love. Which is why he condemns people to eternal torment for questioning and all that fun shit. I do have more to talk about, but I just had a really quick flick through that one. They give me a whole booklet on how life was created and evolution isn't real. But I'm going to save that for another time because I've actually annotated the fuck out of it and I want to sort of go into a bit more details after I've done some research.
Yeah, because you could probably do almost a whole bloody show on it.
I probably could on that book alone. Suffice to say, they've quoted some experts, and one of them was a microbiologist who, once you've done a Google search of, was discredited.
Straight away.
But all that fun shit. So yeah, I've been getting them on my door fucking all the time at the moment, and I've been watching stuff ever since I kind of realised and read that book that I've been watching stuff on YouTube about it, and it's interesting, but yeah, they're way nuttier than I thought.
Yeah, no, not really. Not being rude to them either. I've not really spoken to any Jehovah's Witnesses.
I mean, I'm saying that they're nutty, to be honest. If you ask me, all religion can fuck off and die, and I hope it does.
Yeah,
but that's just me and a good chunk of other people.
Yeah, I think it's a bit outdated now. This is again me personally speaking. If you have beliefs and you disagree, that's great. I'm not infringing on that. Don't do that to us as well, please. but that's what religion does.
There was a discussion online on Twitter which I made the fucking foolish mistake of getting involved in, so I'm expecting a shit ton of replies and death threats any day now. But it was like, has religion ever done humanity any good? And my kind of answer was, maybe in the past, they used it to enforce rules and keep societies together. But now, in the modern world, we're kind of at the point where we should really be growing beyond it. We don't need it anymore.
But we don't need to be told by an imaginary friend that what you're doing is evil or wrong.
No.
If the only reason that you're not killing someone is because you're worried that you're going to go to hell if you do, you're not a good person. I'm sorry.
That's one of my favourite justifications, because they say God must exist, because if God didn't exist, then why do we have morality? And there's people genuinely saying, well, if God didn't exist, I'd be out there murdering and raping people. It's like...
You should be locked up.
It's like, wow, it's not so much that you're immoral, because most people, whether they believe in God or not, have this thing called, like, empathy, and we're able to relate to the suffering of others. You're just clearly a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, you need to be told by a divine power or an authority not to go out and kill someone, not to steal something. Then there's no place for you in the society anymore.
And never mind that bullshit about, why do we know that rape and murder is wrong? I got news for you. We probably don't know that from the Bible, because the Bible, it doesn't condemn either of those things.
Yeah.
Especially rape. I decided to bookmark this. I had a look through one of my 2 Bibles, because I have 2 of them for some fucking reason. There's a wonderful passage here. Deuteronomy 23, I think. 28, whatever. It's quite a famous one. Suppose a man is caught raping a young woman who is not engaged. He is to pay her father the bride price of 50 pieces of silver, and she is to become his wife. Because he forced her to have intercourse with him, he can never divorce her as long as he lives. So basically, rape in this case is kind of just an inconvenience.
Yeah.
And the only negative thing which is considered is, if you rape someone, you have to pay for her. So it's not that it's morally abhorrent to do that to someone. It's just it's more of an inconvenience to you.
Yeah, it's just that there's actual, like you say, just an inconvenience. It's like, it should be more than that. It should be a decision, not even a decision, an unconscious decision not to be a dick.
Yeah, and it says nothing about the woman. She just has to marry her rapist because, women are second class and have no fucking value.
Yeah.
It's almost as if, like, a really ancient primitive tribe wrote these stories. And, not a god, but who am I to say?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
So this is going to be a very fucking popular show.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, if all you have to do is listen to the facts there, like, if you have a rebuttal, if you have an argument against it, I'd love to hear it, because I don't think there's any, really.
Although, if you allow me to play devil's advocate, I also came across this story when I was looking through things. This is from the Times on July the 24th. Mourners are offended by cremation crosses, claim humanists. Grieving families who want secular funerals are asking for crosses and other religious symbols to be removed from chapels before service. Mr. Swanson said that he'd met the Humanist Society in Scotland to address some of these concerns. It is their view that the current practices leave their 15,000 members and those of other non-Christian faiths as open to discrimination. Okay, I'm an atheist. I don't really believe in these symbols. But I've been to a couple of funerals in recent years, and I don't give a shit if there's religious symbols there.
Well, it's not about, like, not you specifically, but it's not about you, unless you're one of the mourners, and that's fine. But if that funeral has been chosen to be, like, to go ahead there in that church or wherever it is it's doing it, you have decisions not to go to a church, not to go to wherever it is you go, you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
even though...
chosen specifically to go there.
Well, even if it's like a public crematorium, for instance, religious services happen there.
Of course. That's ridiculous. Like, it doesn't matter.
I think shit like this just gives people a bad name.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an atheist. I'm not a believer. I actually find religion kind of offensive, but if I went to a fucking funeral and saw that, I don't care.
Well, it's a like fucking issue again. Like there's more we could actually be doing. Like there's things to actually protest about and make a fuss about. It's not one of them.
Well, the thing is, if you're a secular and not a believer, then why would you even like find the symbol itself that offensive? If anything, it should just mean nothing to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you're an opposing religion, I'd understand if you found it offensive. But if you're a-religious, why should you give a shit?
You're just a whiny maggot.
Yeah, you're just fucking whining and turning. Not to try and drop the bat lines here, but I think you're turning people who might be on the fence a bit more against you if you're acting that fucking petty.
Exactly.
So, yay.
Yay, religion.
Yay, religion.
And non-religion.
But, while we're on the subject of, religion and sexual intercourse, let's move away from the rape a bit and go into more consensual sex. Specifically, problems with consensual sex. I mean, it can be a beautiful thing. I think we can all agree on that. But we need to be a bit careful because according to the BusinessInsider.com, this is an article written by Jeremy Burke, the CDC is warning people to stop reusing and washing condoms.
Oh.
Here's why it's dangerous. So that is the Center of Disease Control in the United States, is telling people that you probably shouldn't be washing and reusing your condoms.
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
I mean, I'm all
It's
for...
not like they're expensive.
I'm for recycling and that, but I'm I'm somewhat shocked and extremely disappointed and depressed that people have to be told this.
Yeah. Well, there was a thing in the early 2000s where it was, I say children, but teens were using, like, candy bar wrappers and stuff. Like, okay.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to read the article, because if you don't know why reusing condoms is probably a bad idea, you probably shouldn't be having sex at all.
Yeah, exactly. You're clearly not ready.
I don't want to sound too gross, and I don't really want to get too much into this, but I'm struggling to think how you can wash and reuse it, because surely it's very bent out of shape at that point.
Yeah, I know.
Do you keep it on with an elastic band? I don't know. Recycling's good. Sometimes it's good to be frugal, but it has its limits in here.
Well, when the alternative is illegitimate children that are going to be raised by morons that rewash condoms, just buy some more.
It's not even that, the fucking disease, especially if you have multiple partners.
Yeah.
People seem to forget that, like, part of the issue about wearing condoms is it's not just like pregnancy, it's fucking disease.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd argue that's actually the bigger fear most of the time.
Yeah. Oh, man. The idea, I know it's my own junk, but the idea of putting it back in where I've finished, if you know what I mean, it sounds kind of gross even. I know you've washed it, but...
Just get another one. Like, honestly, you can fucking get them from the pound store.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not like they're expensive, so rewashing them and using them is just being really dumb.
Like, reusing them's risky enough. Here's another fucking related story from the Metro. Article by Richard Hartley Parkinson on Tuesday the 31st of July. Jurek recalls real feel and latex-free condoms because they could split.
Okay.
It's a great fucking month for sexual health, I swear. Company said that certain products sold in the UK and Ireland were failing to pass its stringent shelf life tests and may become unsafe to use as they approach their expiry date. So if you happen to have some Durex brand condoms, maybe just have a quick check. 10 batches with expiry dates between December 2020 and February 2021 have been recalled. So just keep that in mind, folks.
Well, there's probably going to be a lot of... I don't know. I don't even know where to go with that. It's just stupid.
And if you thought things were bad enough for sexual health this month...
Oh, dear.
Okay, this is from The Guardian. This is actually May the 1st, so it was a little bit further back. But the rise of contraceptive apps sparks fears over unwanted pregnancies.
Apps? What, as in, like, downloadable?
Yeah, health experts say it's unclear how effective menstrual trackers are for the average UK woman.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Growing numbers of women are using contraceptive apps, but experts have warned there might be an issue. The Swedish app Natural Cycles, the only certified app for contraception, has seen a surge in the number of members from the UK in the past year. with almost 200,000 signed up. We don't have a good indication of yet how successful the average woman in the street in the UK is going to be when using them. I would express concern about people knowing what they need to know before they use it. So apparently people can't just be trusted to not wash and reuse condoms, but apparently some of them aren't using them at all because the app on their phone says it's okay not to.
There is no way in hell I'd ever fucking trust that. Like, I don't know anyone who would be that stupid, even.
I can't even trust my fucking Google Maps on my phone half the time.
Exactly, yeah.
I once went to a job interview and was fucking late because it told me to go to the wrong place.
Yeah, but you've got that to, like, stop you having children you don't want.
Yes, apparently you Are we in the retard generation? I just have to ask.
I'm not sure. It feels like it. Like, nobody can think for themselves without either a higher power or your government. Fucking hell.
Because I'm assuming this is what women are doing with their long-term partners. I fucking hope that's what they're using this app with. So apparently with their partners, they're using this app and risking pregnancy, and then if one of them happens to be going outside of a relationship or just a free single flyer, we have the wonderful risk of the condom may A, split and break, or B, the guy may have already washed and reused it.
So basically, just leave each other alone for a while. Let's try and figure things out. Christ.
Or just have a fucking brain, for Christ's sake.
Well, yeah, I mean, surely you don't need an app if you're a woman to know when it's time.
I kind of understand how it works. I think it sort of works on body temperature, you know, because there is, like, ovulation periods and that.
Yeah, but don't risk it.
Yeah, I don't see the point.
No.
There's fucking alternatives available.
It's really, really dumb. Yeah, I honestly think it's just the stupid generation. Like, to it as well. Like, just attitude in general, just millennials. The way people go on, like, fuck.
So to be honest, I've been single for a while. I'm actually a little less concerned about being on my own now. If I know shit like this is happening in the fucking world.
What, your girlfriend might be washing your condoms for you?
Or I'll be with a girl whose last partner was fucking rinsing his condoms out and...
Oh, jeez. Like, not to get too personal into things, but I've even dated people who... They'll say things like, "Oh, I'm on the pill" and all that, and it's like, I barely know y'all. Even if I did, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a man whore. Even if I did, I'm not doing that. Like, those are quite valuable as a start. But to then wash your own condoms or not check the sell-by dates, I mean, that one is more of a mistake on the manufacturers, I guess.
It is.
But Christ on a bike. Oh, I've got this app saying it's fine. Now you're good. Like, it's fine. It doesn't affect me in any way to not just open up a thing and put it on that I've just bought because it's really not expensive. If it is expensive, then you probably shouldn't be doing it.
So while we're on this subject of stupidity and shooting loads, this is from The Independent, and this was from the 15th of March, much earlier, but, you know, where the Johnny-come-latelys were not exactly on the ball with this kind of stuff. A woman who shot boyfriend dead in YouTube stunt is sentenced to 6 months in prison.
Just 6 months?
Yeah, the judge's ruling states the woman is not allowed to profit from the video of her boyfriend's death.
Oh, no. Jeez.
Pedro Ruiz, 22... asked Mona Lisa Perez, 20, to shoot them with a gun from about 1 foot away. He thought the 1.5-inch book he was holding in front of his chest would stop the bullet from hitting him.
Okay.
Instead, it killed him as the couple's 3-year-old daughter witnessed the incident, and Perez was pregnant at the time with their second child.
Ah, well, I weep.
No, I do feel bad for the children. I'd like to say I feel worse, but...
No, I only feel bad for the children.
Yeah,
I hope they go on okay.
This fucking retard asked his girlfriend to fire a loaded gun at him, and this other fucking retard was willing to fire the fucking loaded gun at their partner. Now he's dead, and it was all for a fucking YouTube stunt.
Good, he's gone, that's it.
And now she's in jail, so, you know, that's going to be especially great for the family.
6 months, though, that's ridiculous.
Apparently he'd been trying to get her to shoot the gun at him for a while. Mr. Ruiz had shown her a book which he had shot with the same gun to demonstrate that the bullet did not go through the entire volume. It doesn't really go into the details of what that book was, because I don't know if he was perhaps, say, holding a magazine on this occasion, where beforehand it was a Yellow Pages. Even fucking Soul. I mean, I know America does have, like, a bit of a fucking gun problem.
Yeah, it has a more of a brain dead issue as well, I think, though. Like,
yeah, exactly.
This is the first gun-related stupid mishap I've heard of.
And to be perfectly honest, I don't actually have an issue with legal and responsible gun ownership.
No, neither do I.
A bit like the secularist funeral thing before. Shit like this gives people a bad name.
Yeah, it really does.
And call me really fucking cold. I cannot bring myself to weep too hard for him.
No.
Because...
No, you know what? Good, he's gone. Like, I might be cold for that. You might not like that sort of attitude. I don't never understood the don't speak ill of the dead thing. It's like, well, why?
Well, if the dead guy's an asshole...
It's not a respect thing. I don't respect him. He was an idiot. He's dead. Good. That's him gone.
I mean, I don't want to offend anyone, but I think that Hitler dude might have been a bit of a dick. I know he's dead and all, but I feel like I might need to clear that up.
Don't speak ill of the dead, dude. Duh.
Christ. Figured when we're coming to the end of the news stories, I might finish off with something a little bit lighter in terms of the news. This, I think, this is from the Metro as well. This is from the 26th of July, so it wasn't too far ago. Story by Richard Hartley Parkinson. Zoo paints black stripes onto donkey to make them look like zebras. A zookeeper has denied painting black stripes onto a donkeys to make them look like zebras. Mohammed Sultan denies that the animal at the International Gardens Park in Cairo is a fake, despite experts saying that they look like donkeys.
Yeah, I saw the photo as well.
I'm going to send it to you. Mahmoud Saran, 18, took pictures of the animals during a visit last weekend, and it appears that some of the stripes have rubbed off.
Does he not know that the internet exists and that people exist? I don't get that.
People might realise that from the stripes. I sure felt shocked when people phoned me and asked me about this.
Christ.
A number of vets have said they believe it is a painted donkey, despite Mr. Sultan's insistence that it isn't a fake. In 2009, a zoo in Gaza reportedly painted 2 donkeys black and white to replace zebras that had died of starvation as well. So not only has this happened just now, but apparently it's a bit of an epidemic.
I mean, I don't even know where to go.
You said you've seen the picture, but I'm gonna send it again anyway. Just looking at these are not, to be honest, I'm not that keyed up on what zebras and donkeys look like.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I know what they look like, but I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell straight away if maybe a painted donkey was in fact a zebra.
Yeah.
But just fucking looking at this shit. And
yeah, this one's a bit...
especially when you look at a picture of, what a donkey looks like the ears especially.
Oh, yeah, God.
That's
Jesus.
a fucking painted donkey.
Yeah. That's one of the pictures I've seen, yeah.
Not to mention that the stripes are running to the point where they're, blue, when ink starts rubbing off.
Yeah. Christ on a bike. Oh, man. Mind you, I heard... some breaking news today.
Oh, yes?
Somebody passed away. One of the Chuckle brothers.
I saw.
Yeah. It's one of them things. It's sad. It is sad. He was an old fella, and he brought a lot of life to people. And I'll be honest with you, I used to watch them when I was growing up, and I did enjoy them as a child.
No, so did I. And whenever someone dies, it's sad. For the family, especially. To be honest. I think we may have mentioned this a long time ago, but I don't really get the whole outward mourning when it comes to celebrity deaths from people who don't know who they are.
Well, it's a little bit condescending, I find.
Yeah.
It's going all over the internet at the moment. Everyone's like, "Oh, Barry Chuckle's dead." I think it's Barry.
To me, to you, it's what it's going to be like at the funeral. That was the most obvious fucking joke, and I knew someone was going to bring it up.
Oh yeah, and it's it's sad that he's gone, but that's it. He's gone. That's as much as it affects your life. Don't start crying on television about it. May he rest in peace. Genuinely, I'm not being rude or anything.
Oh, no.
I just don't like the way people are going on about it.
It's the same whenever, a celebrity or, sort of loved public person dies. Bruce Forsyth's dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
recently
I
as
remember
well.
when people were saying, "Oh shit, that's so sad." Like, oh no, I can't believe he's dead. It's like, wasn't he like fucking 90?
Oh God, at least I. No, it's the same sort of thing as like when somebody you know or your family members have gone, and someone you've never not seen for about 30 years is coming up crying their eyes out, and it's like you didn't even know them. Get stuffed. It's offensive, and I think it'll be offensive to the family of those people. Like again, I'll say it again. May he rest in peace. But that's as far as it goes. It's sad, but not for me. It's sad for his family.
It's all right. Fucking my great grandmother's funeral. My grandfather, who's kind of estranged, her fucking son. The first thing he said when we met up at the funeral was asking about how much money he thinks he can make off PPI.
Christ.
So
I mean, yeah.
clearly not everyone reacts to death in the same way.
Oh God.
Ugh. I'm not going to get into my family laundry, but that guy's a fucking douchebag. He's always been a douchebag.
He's probably our only fan, dude.
Michael, fuck off. Personal.
The Zebra Stripes was fun. Barry Chuckle dying was a sort of happier sad, like passed on.
Yes. I try to save the mood, and then you just drag us all back down again.
Yeah, but at least it wasn't something ugly, and you know what I mean. Like, not to say death's not ugly, but I mean,
no.
This guy's got a legacy now, and he does clearly have a fan base, so it's quite nice. Like,
make it completely self-centered. But part of the thing when someone like that dies is you start feeling old. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah, that's mostly what I get from it. Yeah.
Like when Tom Baker pops his clogs, which let's face it isn't going to be long. You're like, oh damn, used to watch him.
God, I know.
I'm surprised he hasn't gone already.
He's not looking well, mind you, from what I've seen.
No.
I mean, I hope he is. I genuinely do. I'd never wish ill on anyone, even some of those idiots who would shoot themselves with a book in front of his chest.
It's kind of their fucking fault.
Yeah, justifies my rage.
I have a feeling
we're anger lately.
Yeah, I have a feeling we're getting into a bit of a quagmire here.
Yeah.
It's all sexual mishaps and death.
Yeah. Oh, we need something lighter. I haven't really thought. Well, there's nothing light happening in the news recently.
I do have some other stories, but honestly, I'm going to bring them at a later point because we've actually used up quite a lot of this time on these wonderful morbid subjects already. We ascertained last week your perfect man is Ryan Reynolds.
Oh yes.
But because you're a friend and I do care for you, I want to make sure things are even more perfect for you. So I jumped on to another infamous website known for its quizzes and shitty agendas and that is the wonderful world of BuzzFeed.
Oh, nice. They do everything.
Oh, yes. Absolutely fucking everything. So, the first little quiz we'll do is, I know you and Ryan are going to be very happy together, but just so you're prepared for the future, I decided to take this quiz. Bake a cake and we'll reveal how old you'll be when you have your first child.
Oh. I can see there's going to be a lot of science in this.
Just to keep, you and Ryan prepared, I want to, work out exactly when it is that you're going to pop one out. I'm not sure which one of you are going to pop one out, because you're both male, but, the modern world, especially BuzzFeed as well, apparently doesn't fucking matter anymore. Anything's possible and science has no meaning. Well, let's get on with it. So, let's bake a cake. How will you bake a cake? So, first question, what type of cake is it? Is it going to be a pound cake, an unbaked cake, a chiffon cake, butter cake, a sponge cake, or a flourless cake?
Oh, I think with me and Ryan, it's definitely going to be a pound cake.
There's no need for me to make a pun there. You've already made one. How many layers will this pound cake have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or more?
If he invites his friends, as many as possible. We'll go with 2. We'll keep it monogamous.
Just you and Ryan pounding away on your cake.
Well, yeah, that's your one.
Okay. What flavour will your cake be? We've got white chocolate with raspberry. We've got chocolate. We've got pink champagne, red velvet, carrot, or lemon coconut.
Oh, God, chocolate.
Ooh, you and Ryan having a chocolate cake. Are you sure you're not inviting a third member around?
chocolate pound cake. No, I'll go chocolate. Yeah, no. Mine's my man. No one else can touch him.
Well, say some of them might have a creamy filling.
No.
Oh, and speaking of creamy fillings, what will the flavour of the frosting be? We have the cream cheese, peanut butter, vanilla, mocha, white chocolate, or raspberry.
Oh, a bit of white chocolate.
Well, either way, it's going to end up with white splattered everywhere on the end. Talking
On
about
the end.
frosting.
Oh.
Oh, God. Is there anything you'd like to top up your cake with? We have dried fruit, sprinkles, desiccated coconut, M&M's, nuts, or whipped cream.
Oh, does it say nuts with an exclamation mark?
It's especially bold and sticking out.
Okay, then yeah, I'll have nuts then.
To be honest, that was kind of a given at this point.
Yeah.
Pick a birthday cake topper, because I'm doing this quiz. I'll send you the image.
Ooh, let's open these up. And I have to pick the numbers, do I?
Oh no, just pick one of the birthday cake toppings, because apparently this is going to dictate when you're going to give birth somehow.
Ah, of course.
Don't tell a Jehovah's Witness. I'm sure they'll say it's witchcraft.
Well, that's exactly what it is. Or science, depending on what helps them. Right, so sort of to describe it, and I imagine you've got pictures on.
Oh, yeah.
When you are watching. There's like curly one, there's lots of lollipops, colourful thing. There's a one with twigs. Ooh, I'm going to go with the one with the birds and the twigs.
It sounds very nice.
Mostly because wood.
Okay. So, you want to hear when you and Ryan are going to be having your first child?
Oh, I'm excited. Go on then, yes, please.
Well, you better get ready soon, because it says 31 years old. You don't have that long.
Oh, shit. Oh.
There's no
I think
explanation.
Ryan's already older than that.
Yeah, well, I'm guessing it's you who's going to be popping it out. I mean, let's face it, you're probably going to be you're the one getting the pounding.
Oh, hopefully.
I mean, come on, can you put up that much resistance to that body?
I'll try with that cake, apparently.
I like how this shitty quiz, not that there was any sort of method to it anyway, but doesn't even give a reason, like a bullshit reason to why you've got the result. It just says, 31 years old. That's it.
We can tell, somehow.
No discussion.
Can't wait. I shall call him Eduardo.
Eduardo. Okay. You know, having a baby can, sometimes complicate things. After all the getting up in the middle of the night, breastfeeding your child, it can sometimes take a bit of a toll on your love life to a degree. You might want to keep things fresh. So, to help keep things fresh, we're going to do this other BuzzFeed quiz. Your choice of 80s pop songs will reveal your love language.
Oh, very nice.
What makes you feel loved? So you can tell this to Ryan, so you can keep things...
Kinky.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's just say loving in your time of vulnerability, because, you could have postnatal depression. Who knows?
I already do.
Okay, choose a Prince song. We've got When Doves Cry, 1999, Kiss, Raspberry Beret, You Got the Look, and Purple Rain.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Kiss. Nice.
Sorry. I do like some Prince songs. He was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, really? Wow.
He's a bit of an odd one.
Why he was so magic.
Yeah, so was fucking Michael Jackson. I didn't know that.
Oh, really? God damn.
The fact that both those guys were kind of fucked up is making me worry. Okay, next question. Choose a one-hit wonder. We have Aha, Take On Me, Spandau Ballet, True, Kajagoogoo, Too Shy, Flock of Seagulls, I Ran, Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Relax, in Modern English, I Melt With You.
Oh, there's a lot of good ones there, but it's gonna have to be Aha.
Take on me.
Exterminate.
Can't remember if that was a lyric, but you're the one doing the quiz, so I will defer to you.
Yeah.
Choose a Madonna song. We have Borderline, Like a Virgin, Material Girl, Crazy For You, Like a Prayer, and Express Yourself.
Oh, I like a prayer. It's about our Lord and Saviour and going down on him.
What, would you not go down on Jesus?
I pretty much would have to, really.
Have you seen those ripped abs on the crucifix?
Yeah.
And that, wonderful flowing blonde locks and those blue eyes, which is typical of a Middle Eastern Jew?
Yeah.
Wow, I have to hope that God's not real at this point, because I'm going to get it really bad in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Choose a new wave classic. We have Talking Heads, Once in a Lifetime, Blondie, Rapture, The Go-Go's, Our Lips Are Sealed, Duran Duran, Girls on Film, Culture Club, Karma Chameleon, and The Cars, You Might Think.
Oh, it's got to be Blondie. I like Debbie.
Aye, Blondie's cool. Ooh, choose a George Michael song. Got Faith, woo! Got Father Figure, One More Try, Careless Whisper, I Want Your Sex, and Wake Me Up Before You Go. Technically that's a Wham song.
Yeah, I'll go with that one.
Because when you're with Ryan, there's no need to go on solo.
No.
He might keep you hanging on like a yo-yo, though.
I was going to say that. I was honestly going to say that. That's the worst.
Oh, we're two in sync.
Yeah.
But this is the 80s, so NSYNC weren't a thing at the time. Anyway, choose a rock hit. We have In Excess, Need You at the Night, U2, With or Without You, The Cure, Just Like Heaven, Guns N' Roses, Welcome to the Jungle, Van Halen, Jump. Fucking awesome songs out here. And we've got Def Leppard, Pour Some Sugar on Me.
Oh, the last one, yeah. Pour some sugar on Ryan.
I'm slightly aroused now. Okay, choose a Michael Jackson song, keeping the Jehovah's Witness theme going. Beat It, not that they're allowed to, mind. Billie Jean, Wanna Be Starting Something. The Way You Make Me Feel, Smooth Criminal, and Man in the Mirror. Totally unrelated, but the fact that 4 of these have pictures of Michael Jackson from these singles, and the vast physical difference between the first one and the last one.
Yeah.
Christ.
I will go with Beat It.
Well, probably one of the best. I'm not sure what my favourite Michael Jackson song would be, but that's up there.
Probably Thriller.
I think with Thriller, the deal's the video, in terms of the song, I would prefer things like Beat It or even Smooth Criminal.
Yeah.
Anyway, off topic. I think we're almost done with this quiz. Choose a synth pop hit. We've got Depeche Mode, Everything Counts, New Order, Bizarre Love Triangle, Erasure, A Little Respect, Human League, Don't You Want Me, Yazoo, Situation, Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams.
Oh, I like the Eurythmics.
So do I. Oh damn, if nothing else, I'm remembering some really great songs.
Yeah.
Choose a Whitney Houston song. I spoke too soon. I'm not the biggest fan of Whitney Houston.
No, it was Whitney Houston.
She's also dead now. That's not related to anything, but, we have to spice up any moment of joy with darkness on this show. Okay, How Will I Know? Saving All My Love for You, Greatest Love of All, I Want to Dance with Somebody, in brackets, Who Loves Me, in case you didn't know. So Emotional, Didn't We Almost Have It All?
I think the only one I actually know is Dance with Somebody, so that one.
I think I know most of these, though honestly that's probably the best one out of them. Alright, so the language of love between you and Ryan is physical touch. It isn't just about the sex, it could be hugging, cuddling, holding hands, or any other physical expression of affection that makes you feel loved and appreciated.
Butt sex.
Yeah, but that is included.
Nice.
So, just remember to tell Ryan that.
No.
So, I think I actually had some more quizzes, but to be honest, we're going way over time.
All right. Oh.
Do you know what? I've got news stories. I've got other things to bring up, so we're gonna save it for another episode.
Yeah,
we're not
we'll do one sooner as well this time.
Yeah, we're not done with you and Ryan's relationship yet, because you're the power couple of this show.
It's going to be a roller coaster.
I don't know why, but when I said that, I did like a scissoring motion with my fingers, which is not in any way how it works.
Hey, we can try it.
You can try it, I guess. I mean, it's Ryan Reynolds. I'd probably try anything, but still. Before I go deeper into any kind of other hole, I'm not going to finish that sentence. So anyway, this has been the show for the day. Very weird mix of dour and sexual, but a Jehovah's Witness, so mix a bit of God in there.
Nice. Oh, well, thank you very much for listening.
Oh, tune in next week for more God, sex, and death, presumably. And,
Right.
and Ryan. We can't, it's Ryan. So, no, thank you very much for listening. I have been MonoDrew.
I've been Cambrian.
Okay, and be safe out there, and don't wash your condoms or rely on apps for contraception.
I'll have to remind Ryan of all that.
Because, don't want to knock you up just yet. You still have a little while before you hit the age of 31.
I've got a few months.
Okay.
God.
Good night.
Good night.
Opening song was taken from Self-Deceived by X Takes Rooks, who you can find at X Take Rooks. That is xtakerux.bandcamp.com. That's their official website. You can also find them on YouTube, Twitter, and SoundCloud. Once again, that is X Take Rooks. Other audio taken from various media found at archive.org.